Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing another tutorial, and I am going to be doing a faux quick weave this time. So I shampooed my client, and we already talked about the style that she's going to be receiving, and so I'm about to blow her hair out. So the reason why I'm going to blow her hair out is because she's already going to have to sit under the dryer long enough without me adding all this water to it. So I'm going to blow it out slightly until it is damp. So it's going to be more dry than wet. When she's dry, I'm going to mold her completely. So I'm going to blow dry, and then we're going to be on to the next step. Okay, so my client has been blow dried. I did not blow dry her all the way dry. Guys, I am trying to stay out of this video because I look a horrible mess. And so she is partially dried. So she's natural, and the reason why I dried her is to, one, get the kinks out, and two, just to kind of straighten it out a bit so it won't be so bulky, and three, to reduce her drying time. So there's different ways you can mold for a quick weave. But guys, today I'm going to mold her using 2 underhand braids. So I simply parted her hair down the middle, combed it, of course, and I didn't put anything on her hair. And then I'm going to proceed to tightly do 2 underhand braids. Grip on all that hair and get it nice and tight. What the underhand braid does, guys, don't do an overhand braid, do an underhand braid, because you want your braid to be flat from the beginning. And guys, you know, an underhand braid goes in, some people call it an innie, and not out. And the hair is kind of damp, so I know I ought to be ashamed today. My clients did see me such a mess. Alright guys, so I just wanted you to get the general idea. Nice and tight. Nice and tight. Alright, so both sides are braided. Nice and flat. And what I want to mention is, you do not want to drag your braid out. Guys, your braid shouldn't be down here. It shouldn't be right there. It should be closer to the top, but not exactly in the middle. Reason being, you want it to be flat on the top, you want it to be flat on the sides, but your middle is where you have your volume. So you want to make sure that you stay closer towards the middle. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mold her, and I use Anpro style gel. So her hair together. Now guys, you mold right on over top of that braid. You make sure you get it in there and you smash that braid down. And I get it nice and yucky. Take your ends of your braids and gel them as well. Get them nice and sticky. Because we're just going to take and fold it up. And it should stay wherever you place it. Sometimes you have to secure it. Her hair is really thick. So sometimes you just have to secure it with a pin. And once the hair is dry, you can remove the pin. But you want to make sure that you gel underneath as well when you molding that braid. A minute. Alright, so she'll be under the dryer for about 45 minutes. And guys, sometimes if you want, or sometimes I use these. And if you want to smush that hair in the back, just take and smush it. Ooh. It's really sticky, and then stretch it out a lot. All right. And I'm going to spritz her down really, really good, and then she's going into the dryer. All right, guys, so my client is all dry. She is nice and crunchy. Y'all hear it? So what I'm going to do now is I am going to remove those pins. And I am going to put on a stocking cap. When I use a stocking cap, guys, I usually leave out just a smidget on each side and pull that stocking cap back. Make sure it's not too far down on the head. Alright, so what you want to do now is I kind of smush my braids down. You see? Now it looks even. At first it was like a little bit of a hump, but just smush it down when you're done so that it's all even. So hopefully you guys who are watching know how to do a basic quick weave, but I'm just going to follow. We're just going to do a bob, so nothing fancy. So I'm just going to lay my tracks, guys, probably about a finger spacing apart, and I'll catch you guys at the halfway point. Alright guys, we are at the halfway point, and I am just continuing to put her tracks in. I usually spray my spritz on the stocking cap rather than at the tracks. And I make sure that I hold that first beginning in and I pull tightly around. Because you got to remember, there's braid under there. And keep a tight hold on your tracks. She is nearly done. You want it to be nice and tight, guys, so when you lay your tracks, make sure you hold them for a few minutes. And just run your fingers all the way down. And then take a blow dryer and just... Nothing major. Just blow over it real quick. Working. Alright, so I am going to maybe go up just one more time. Yes. I already sprayed enough in that area, so I'm just going to go ahead and lay my tracks, and I'm going to hold it really, really nice and firm and bring it on around. And just pat it and rub your fingers. Just hold on to it for a second. Now, because you want your middle here, when you create layers, this is the area where you want it to be most, voluminous and things like that. So usually what I do before I start my circle is I'll take some additional tracks and just go just put maybe like 2, just to fill it in, just a smidget, and then I'll go on with my circle. So what I'll do, guys, is I'll go ahead and do that, and then I will see you. Alright guys, so we are all done with the circle, but I left the top out because I wanted to show you guys how I close up my quick weave. Now on my sewing video, a few of you asked me how I close my sewing, and I want to see if I can try to explain it just a smidget. So I do the exact same, I have the same method to doing my sew-ins that I have to doing my quick weaves. And guys, you see how tight the circle is. I close my sew-ins up with a circle just as equally as tight. And I pretty much sew continuously, guys, until I can't sew anymore. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to push this hair around in a circle. But what I do, this weft is really, really thick. So I didn't split the tracks upon putting in her quick weave, but I am going to split the tracks before I close it. So I'm going to go around one more time. And right before I close it, I'm going to cut off my excess. I'm going to split my track, remove that extra hair, keep going around and around and around until I can't go around anymore. And that's how I close up my quick weave. So let's see how quick I can do this without going along too much time. So I'm just going to continue to go around. The weft is thick, guys, so you want to make sure that you keep a finger on it so that it doesn't rise up. And just continue around and around and around. When your circle is small enough, which I can actually go around one more time. When your circle is small enough, cut off your excess hair. And I just take a razor and I go in. My razor's kind of dull. Alright. So you go in and you split that track. And then you remove the excess hair. What you want to do is remove the thicker piece of the track. Then you want to stick some glue. And just dab a little bit, not too much. I take my shears. I use the pointed end. And I continue to push that circle around and around. And what you want to do is start pushing down because you want to close the circle. And just keep going around and around until you can't go anymore. And your scissors will help you get it down in that hole really, really good. And remember, you already put some glue down in there, so don't worry about that. And I usually squeeze. And all done. Yay! All done. Alright guys, so she has a quick weave. She's all closed up. And we're going to cut it and flat iron it. Alright guys, so we're done. Scooch up just a smidget. No, wait. Alright. We're all done and she is layered. I just took my razor and guys, y'all know I like razors, and I just picked up the hair and just kind of, I freehand everything. So she is all done. I'm dropping stuff. Yay! Alright guys, so this is a faux quick weave. Spin, 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 spin. And I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. Bye!